Hey, this is our Steal, our human-in-the-loop sales team AI template in a production-ready team for AI sales agents that uses humans-in-the-loop feedback to iterate and ship perfect outreach every time any lead comes in from, say, GoHighLevel, but basically any format, any fill-in form. So let's begin. Today we're diving into a production-ready system that transforms how you handle sales outreach, right? So this isn't just an automation workflow. It is essentially an intelligent team of AI agents that draft personalized emails, accept human feedback, and iterates until every message is perfect. So the flow is elegant, simple. A lead arrives from GoHighLevel into your CRM, essentially, either through paid ads or through organic. Your sales agent drafts an outreach email using your project database and persona prompts, then it drafts that to a human for approval and actionable feedback. If approved, it ships. If not, the revision agent ingests your feedback, writes the email, and then loops back for the review. Again, this is not just specifically for your leads, right? If you're a marketing agency, for instance, and you have a call center, and the lead, let's say you're a MedSpa marketing agency and you have a call center for MedSpa owners, the MedSpa lead asks for an email to send more information. You can essentially have your ISAs draft and write out the email using AI, and then you can have your call center manager approve that. And if they approve it, then the email gets sent through and your ISAs can then follow up with those leads. Pretty cool. So how the system works? Well, there are 3 simple steps. There's the lead capture. There's the human review loop, right, where you draft the email, lands in your inbox for approval, and then you can either approve it instantly or provide specific feedback, like make it shorter or change the CTA. This creates all unlimited micro iterations that stack on each other. Then you can finally send and track. So once you approve, the system automatically sends the email to your lead, logs the interaction in your CRM, and then tracks outcomes. Every revision is documented for further optimization. Again, I'm going to be going through this. The live demo will be.
Morning. I'm Stephanie, an AI voice assistant from GoHighLevel University AI. I'm here to demonstrate how our voice assistant capabilities can help your business handle customer calls, book appointments, and so much more. To get started and personalize this demo for you, what's the name of your business?
Hey, it's Daily HVACs.
Great. Daily HVACs. I love it. Thanks for sharing that. Can you tell me a little about your business so I can personalize this demo? For example, what services do you typically offer, and what does a typical customer call look like for you?
Yeah, we got people inquiring about our services. We do typical HVAC services. We're just very busy on the weekend and we can't really take many calls.
Perfect. That makes total sense. HVAC is definitely a busy industry, especially on weekends when people need emergency repairs or seasonal tune-ups. So you're getting a lot of inbound calls that you're missing because your team is swamped. That's exactly what we can help with. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that info. This is a basic demo designed to show how our AI handles inbound calls for your business and books appointments. I can also handle outbound calls, two-way texting, Facebook and Instagram direct messages. There would be much more customization for your specific business, but let's dive in so you can see how your voice assistant could handle calls you might normally miss or need staff to take. I'm going to start the demo now, and I'll tell you when it's over. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Perfect. Here we go. Hello, and thank you for calling Daily HVACs. I'm Stephanie, Daily HVACs AI voice assistant. You can speak to me just like you would the team here. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I just want to learn more about your services.
Great question. We offer a full range of HVAC services, everything from routine maintenance and inspections to emergency repairs, system replacements, and seasonal tune-ups to keep your system running smoothly. To point you in the right direction, are you calling about a specific issue you're experiencing right now, or are you looking to schedule preventative maintenance?
Yeah, what's your price?
That's a fair question. Our pricing really depends on the specific service you need, whether it's a simple maintenance visit, a repair, or a full system replacement. Each job is a bit different. What I can do is get some details about what you're dealing with, and then one of our technicians can give you an accurate quote when we schedule your appointment. So are you experiencing an issue with your system right now, or is this...
I will show you what the work looks like and what you need to focus on. So the trigger for this is specifically AirTag. So it depends, again, it could be Excel spreadsheets, whatever it is. Here's your sales agent. It'll send the email, get feedback, check feedback, and obviously based on the model over here, and then the output parser over here. It'll either send the email or it'll go to the revision agent through all these nodes and then back into creating that email. Super simple, super easy. When I test this workflow, you'll see I pull a lead from HighLevel or from forms. Again, it doesn't matter where the lead comes from, right? Essentially, you have a series of leads that you can then send emails to. An example of first draft could be this, right? So essentially, you're refreshing Gmail, refreshing Gmail receives, you reveal a new message, which essentially looks like this. Approval required for a lead, Robert, California. The preview shows Robert works at Zahabiya and wants a custom AI workload, automate lead qualification appointment setting. Great, budget's about 10 to 15K. Here could be the draft that you make. It's good, but it could be better, and it's time for human refinement. First things first, if you want to provide productive and structured feedback, so you want to keep it concise, remove open stats, and then propose Thursday. I hit respond in the email thread and then type as instructions. The workflow immediately spins up again. Sales agent receives the feedback, routes draft to the revision agent, and the agent produces a new version incorporating all 3 changes. Right? This is the revised tasks, and this is exactly what we asked for. So concise, no responded stats up front, and a clear CTA for Thursday. I hit respond, choose send, and then submit. The workflow pushes this down the approved branch, and then the agent sends the email directly to Rob, California. Good better architect, now let's tear down every single node so you can replicate this in your own endgame stack. And this build is obviously powerful and precise, precisely because of how the components work together. Each node has specific jobs, and the data flows cleanly from trigger to send. So foundations, there's a trigger in the database. There's the high-level trigger, or the sheets, or wherever you store your leads are. And then there's a project database, right? So this contains past deliverables, outcomes, metrics, and case write-ups. So the sales agent searches this to pull relevant proof points that build credibility with prospects. Most agencies run lead capture in high-level, right? Making this trigger pattern universal. The project tables can live in Airtable, Notion, Google Sheets, whatever fits your existing stack. When a sales agent drops outreach, it searches the database to find relevant past projects or narratives, and that's what makes the outreach feel safe and expert-led. The sales agent itself, right, is Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Because fundamentally it excels at email copy, right? It nails a professional tone and brevity while framing technical value persuasively. You can use whatever you like. This is just what we've been using. Yeah. Next is the critical implementation detail. So we use a structured output parser so the agent returns 2 distinct fields, the subject and email. Why? Well, because downstream nodes need clean access to those separately. If the LLM returns a text blob, right, you'll be parsing with rejects later, and then obviously it gets quite messy fast. Inside the agent, we require specific output formats and connect a structured output parser. So we define the JSON with 2 string keys, subject and emails, that guarantees consistency across all versions. Next, we have prompt engineering. So this is where systems and user messages are combined. So the user message, which is dynamic, typically it injects the lead variables, so name, email, company, whatever the form is in, whatever is in the opt-in form, you'd upload in here, and then this is the system message. So you're an expert conversation-driven sales operator for an agency that delivers AI automations and GoHighLevel backend funnels. Your job is to respond to leads professionally and persuasively. Right? Be concise, focus on booking, reference outcomes, and sign as your name. So, as well as that, we also have a secret set node. When the sales agent returns subject and emails, we don't send that draft directly. We feed it through a set node first. This is absolutely critical for iterative revisions, right? Because NAN's variable scoping means if you always pull the email from the original node, later revisions will still reference the first draft. So what I mean by that is that the set node normalizes the stores and the freshest email version as JSON.email. So every round of revision or final send uses the most up-to-date copy. And that's the secret to unlimited stacked revisions. Each revision builds on the last, not on the original. Without this pattern, you essentially lose the revision history, and the human will be reviewing stale drafts. Right, so this is why it's the human in the loop aspect, right? Which is the next step, getting feedback. This is the send and wait for response operation. We're essentially using Gmail for this demo, where NAN supports the same pattern for Slack, Discord, Outlook, Telegram. Pick whatever your ops team actually uses daily, right? And the configuration essentials is the 2 subject, message, and response. So feel free. Free text is what powers the revision agent, right? So it allows targeted instructions like making sure or remove the line above X or propose Thursday at 3 p.m. And ultimately, we have the smart routing, which is basically the text classifier. Approve paths, right? So the human says good, send it through. If it needs revision, human says make it whatever. It'll then go to the revision agent. Right? Cool. So the approved paths send email, right? Once it's approved, it classifies, labels the responses as approved, and the workflow continues to the send email node, which delivers the message to the actual lead email address captured in the trigger. And then last but not least, the revision agent as well, where it does iterative refinement, where the classifier, so if the classifier labels the response as need revision, we route this to the revision agent, and this agent uses the same structured output parser, which is subject and email, so its outputs in the exact same format and connects seamlessly to the rest of the form. So this is the prompt we use, just put it in your specific revision agent. And then this is the flow, right? So there's the multi-revision example, where you can basically do unlimited revisions. Round 1, which is in the initial draft, the sales agent generates the first version. Round 2, which is the shorter version, right? So you have to condense it. Round 3 is that change the CTA or the copy, and then round 4 is the final push, right? So where you essentially say, good, this is great, let's rock. Here's some quick best practices, 4 of them, 5 of them specifically. You want to have a structured output parser, so always use structured output so downstream nodes receive predictable keys such as subjects, emails, and so forth. You have a project database format, so you want to store short, structured case summaries with outcome metrics. Agents need quick, persuasive proof of points and not lengthy narratives. You want tight system prompts, so you want to keep instructions prescriptive, so book a call, keep the CCS tight, right? And then have fast text classifiers, use a lightweight model for human response routing. You know, have set nodes for revisions to maintain a set node that gets updated each revision, so the chain is linear and cumulative, not branching. And then finally, you'll log everything. So write every revision to a database so that it leaves an audit trail and analytics on iterative velocity. So yes, join the community. If you have questions, come on call. It's me and my wife. Me being less technical, my wife being the computer scientist with over 10 years of experience, and she's a lot of these build-ups for us. Download the resource as well and upload it in your N, and connect up your specific accounts to these nodes and get rock and rolling. Hopefully, you'll have either this used for your own lead generation and your own, making sure that the emails that are getting sent to your leads are good, as well as if you're running an example call center, right? Maybe not everyone here is, but you get my point. Make sure you use this, or your appointment center uses this, or whoever. You get my point. Thank you for watching. Appreciate your time.